Question number 3 is actually on basic inequalities. So for such a question, right, the idea, okay, is to actually make it into x on the left hand side. Okay, if let's say the unknown they give you is minus 4x more than 8, then you have to try to make x on the left hand side. Okay, make it as x. Okay, do whatever you have to do, make it as x, then more than, or it can be x less than. Okay, so make it as x on the left hand side as much as possible. So let's do question number 3. Okay, solve the inequality minus 4x more than 8 and illustrate your solution on the number line below. Okay, so before I even solve this, right, I just want to give you a quick explanation. So we know that 3 is indeed more than 1, right? Just an example, correct? So what I'm going to do over here is I'm going to divide both sides of this inequality by a negative number. So here I'm going to divide by minus 1. Okay, so whatever I do to the left, I must do it to the right. So here I also divide by minus 1. So 3 divided by minus 1, you key it in your calculator, we get minus 3. Okay, 1 divided by minus 1, you key it in your calculator, we get minus 1. Right? So how do you think the inequality sign should be over here? Okay, so actually if you have gotten it right, it should be less than over here. So minus 3 is actually less than minus 1, correct? Based on looking at these two numbers, minus 3 is less than minus 1. So do you realize that here the sign is more than, and then it swapped its sign, it become less than. So that is why when you divide or times, okay, by a negative number, you must swap the sign. So here, right, we have to achieve x. Remember, that's what I mentioned earlier. So minus 4x, to achieve x, okay, we have to divide by minus 4, right? So whatever we do on the left, we do it on the right. So here also must divide by minus 4. So if you think about it this way, okay, you can actually take your calculator, you punch in minus 4, divide by minus 4. You will get 1. And then you put the x here. Right, so that is the objective. But 1x, we don't have to write the 1 in front. We just keep it as x. So 8 divided by minus 4 is actually minus 2, right? So minus 2 over here. And because we divide by a negative number, we have to swap the sign. So this is more than, now we swap it to less than. And so that is the answer for the inequality, x is less than minus 2. Now, based on this inequality, finally we have achieved this x on the left hand side, right? That's the objective. Based on this inequality, we are going to illustrate our solution on the number line. So this means that x is less than minus 2. Note that this is strictly less than, okay? So then this will be my answer. X is less than minus 2. Okay? So just to illustrate, if let's say it's less than or equal to minus 2, right? Then you have to shade this circle over here. Okay? But for this case, x is strictly less than minus 2. So this answer is correct over here. Okay? So let's do 3b. Hence, meaning you need to use the answer in part A to help you. So note this word hence, okay? Write down the largest integer value of x which satisfies minus 4x more than 8. So actually, we have already solved this inequality, right? So if we are looking at the largest integer of x which satisfies minus 4x more than 8, right? We can directly look at this inequality which we have solved. They are equivalent. So we can change and rephrase this question. Write down the largest integer value of x which satisfies x is less than minus 2. Okay? So in that case, okay, the largest, okay, integer value of x which satisfies x is less than minus 2, okay, meaning x must be strictly less than minus 2. So what is the largest value of x? it cannot be minus 2, right? Because x is strictly less than minus 2. So then the largest value of x is minus 3. Okay, so that will be my answer for 3B, and that concludes question 3 on inequality.